Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Delaney. And today's video is going to be fall 2024 shoe trends. So if you guys watch my channel, you know every season I love to do a trend roundup for fashion in general, and sometimes I also like to do a shoe specific version. I was just talking to Clayton about this earlier today. I think that shoes are such a crucial part of an outfit. Like, they can make or break an outfit, and I honestly also find them the hardest part of an outfit to style. That might be just a personal thing for me, but I really think that shoes are so important and they deserve a lot of attention when it comes to styling. So I'm really excited to make today's video because I personally was looking for guidance on what shoes to be wearing this fall, what makes sense, what's trending, what's gonna inspire me to put together. So I was really excited to research all this. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, I am in a different setting today. We are in an Airbnb in New York City right now, so sorry if it's a little loud outside, or you know, the lighting here is maybe a little bit different than we're used to. And then one other thing that I always like to preface these videos with is where I do my research for this. So I love looking up trend information on social media platforms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest are huge places of inspiration for that for me. I also love seeing things in real life, especially in a place like New York where we've been for the past couple of weeks, because you're walking all the time. You see so many interesting and fashionable people, and you get to see how they pair things, what they're wearing in real life. It's just such an inspirational place, especially when it comes to fashion, in my opinion. And then I also like to do some research on some more traditional outlets, so just looking at like the fashion magazines, looking on the runways, things like that. So I'll compile all that information together and kind of pull what inspires me personally the most. And of course, with trends, there is no right or wrong way to do anything. You don't have to listen to any trends if you're not into that, but if you like to learn about it or get inspired by trends, that's what this is here for. So without further ado, let's get to it. The first one I'm going to start out with is something very personal today specifically, because we went to 3 different Zara's today to find these in the city, and I've been on the hunt for them. So I'm going to kind of group this general kind of shoe into one and just call it a mule, a clog, you know, that kind of vibe. So like a slip-on shoe. And the last couple of years, I would say the Birkenstock Boston clog was the go-to it shoe for this, and I still think that that is a classic great shoe. I honestly wore those growing up, especially from American Eagle. They weren't the Birkenstock brand, but I wore those growing up with my school uniform so much like none other. So they're definitely a nostalgic classic shoe to me, and a variation of that specific shoe that I have seen a lot on social media this year already is like a platform version, particularly in this like dark brown suede color. I think that those are super cute. They're a little bit more like funky and young feeling to me than some of the others that I've seen, and you could just stick with your classic Boston Birkenstock style clog if you already have that, and if you love it, I think that's great. But a little bit more evolved version of this shoe that I would say I've seen a lot, which is what I was on the hunt for today, is this kind of like understated lower profile version of a clog or mule. So I think the original pair is from the Row maybe, and they're like really expensive. So I was not going to get those, but I love the look of them, the simplicity. They kind of have this almost countryside feel to them, like you're just slipping them on. They're almost like a house slipper, but they also give outdoorsy vibes. So I picked these up from Zara. I'll put a picture up here, but they're just like a suede slip-on lower profile version of a clog, and I think that these are going to be so chic and effortless this fall. I think they're going to pair great with denim specifically. Also, trousers would be really cute. I don't really see myself styling them with shorts or skirts this fall, but it's not to say that it couldn't be done. Even with like overalls, I think it would be really cute. This is just like a chic but super casual and wearable shoe that is definitely up my alley. Moving on to the next type of shoe is something that I will also be wearing a ton and I find super wearable and casual, and that is the low profile sneaker. So I've talked about this specific style of sneaker in the past couple of shoe trend videos probably, because it has been really big for a while. So just think like skinnier, smaller, closer to the ground, round style of sneakers. So Adidas Gazelles, Adidas Sambas, those have been taking over the scene for quite some time now, and those are definitely still going to be really big going into this fall and winter, especially in these more like fall hues and tones. So I actually got a pair while I was here in New York that's like a dark brown with sort of like an olive green stripe. They are so cute and they're the perfect fall colors. They have a little bit of cream detailing on them, and I actually ordered cream shoelaces because I think that will be the perfect little touch to like brighten them up a little bit. A maroon pair would be super cute. Anything with like the browns, the olive greens, that is going to be so good in a gazelle or samba. But I also wanted to talk specifically about this other style of shoe that I've seen a ton that is a low profile sneaker, and I don't know exactly how to title this, but it almost reminds me of a sneaker and a ballet flat having a baby. So particular pairs of this that come to mind for me is the Miu Miu New Balance collab. This really gives that energy and that vibe. It's almost like a boxing shoe too, I think. That's like what comes to mind, but I could be totally off on that. There is also a sort of denim version of this style of shoe from Acne Studios that really comes to mind. So it's just a super sleek, low profile, skinny sneaker, but it's like very athletic looking still, and kind of, I don't know, it's almost like wearing a sock as a sneaker. So just the low profile sneakers are not going anywhere. If you're looking for what type of sneaker to be wearing, I would definitely suggest that kind. I also find them so comfortable and very easy to style. Shoot. Okay guys, I'm so sorry, but while I was just sitting there, the top that I was wearing, the zipper popped on the side and just like flew open and was broken, and I could not get it back. I couldn't fix it, so quick outfit change. Okay, next let's talk about boots, because that is the quintessential shoe of fall and winter, and I personally am such a boot lover. I wear them all year round. I don't care how hot it is. I don't care. There's no reason I would ever not wear a boot. So I'm very passionate about boots. So let's talk about them. The first pair that we're going to talk about is actually a hunter boot. So this is a more specific shoe trend, and I wanted to talk about this because I have seen it so much on social media. It is definitely having a moment. There's definitely something to it, and I am so excited because I bought a pair of hunter rain boots last spring maybe, and they're the like forest olive green color, so cute, and they actually have like shearling lining inside, so they're really warm and fuzzy, and I am just so excited to wear them. It doesn't really rain a lot where I live, but I'm gonna get good use out of them, and I love seeing them on social media, the way that people are styling them. If you guys watched my fall trends fashion video, the sort of like English countryside riding equestrian type of trend that I was talking about over there, I think goes perfectly with this style of boot. So this boot really reminds me literally of the English countryside. It's just like rainy, it's very practical, but it's so stylish and cool and very classic as well. So I think that these are going to be really fun to style with sweaters, with skirts, with knee-high socks, even with like tight pants, maybe leggings, or even skinny jeans, possibly with like a big oversized sweater and a pair of hunter boots. I think it's gonna be so cute with a baseball cap. Such a good fall outfit. So if you live somewhere super rainy, or if you like rain boots, I think if you don't have a pair of hunter boots, they're really fun and they'll last you a lifetime, and they're just cool to style. So I personally don't really like the pairs that have the little heel on them. I kind of had to search far and wide to get a more flat pair, which they do make, but the women's pairs, a lot of them have this little heel on the back that for some reason I just don't like it. And that's a personal thing. If you like that, go for it. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is actually something I did touch on my fall fashion video, and that is kitten heel boots. So this was a really big trend that I read about a lot on the outlets, so I wanted to mention it in that overall video, but of course here where we're talking specifically about shoes, I'm going to mention it again. So I love that this is trending because obviously a kitten heel is just super practical and wearable. It's also more understated and just a little bit simpler. It's not going as all out, so I think that it looks really cool and really effortless. I personally love a kitten heel boot with like a wider mouth boot. I don't really love the look of like a kitten heel boot with a tighter shaft on the boot, I guess. But that is, again, a personal thing. I just think like on my proportions, it doesn't really look right. I just think it looks better with the little kitten heels have a little bit of like volume happening in the boot. So I really like to style those with like a short mini skirt or even a long skirt. It looks really cool with a little kitten heel boot. Little dresses, again, you could style this with pants tucked in or over top and make it look more like a booty. There is tons of ways to do this, and I'm here for the kitten heel. Next, I talked about suede a lot in my fall fashion trends video. It is just one of the biggest trends of the season in bags, in jackets, in shoes, in pretty much everything and anything. So suede boots are also going to be really big this year, and I think of suede boots as definitely a classic. I've had pairs for years and years, so I think if you already own a pair, you're good to go, and if you don't but you want to get one, I think you can get a ton of use in the years to come out of a pair of suede boots because they're just really classic. There's beautiful colors that you can get them in, like a cognac I think is really, really nice for that. An olive green would be super cool, a burgundy, any shade of brown or tan, and it just adds like a nice little bit of texture to any fall outfit, especially paired with knits and everything. I think it's the perfect boot. The next one is another pretty specific one, and that is the platform mini Ugg. These have also been trending for the past couple of years, and you have seen them everywhere. There is so much outfit inspiration for these on social media, specifically Pinterest, and I'm sure like TikTok and Instagram as well, YouTube even. I may have done a video before that was literally just on how to style those, now that it's like running through my mind. If you own a pair, there is so many things you can do with them. If you don't own a pair and you've been thinking about it, I would very much say that they're still on trend, and they're just kind of like a classic and a staple. They're super practical. I love wearing mine in the actual snow. They're super warm. I can do things in them. They are a platform, so maybe you have to be like a little bit more careful than if they weren't, but generally speaking, I find them to be a really functional shoe. I love the way that they look with leg warmers or chunky socks. I think they are so cute with a short skirt or dress or a pair of shorts even. They also look really cute with like a wide leg pant, overalls, denim, cargos. I love them with leggings. There is so many ways to style these, so I am all here for it for the foreseeable future. Okay, the last one of boots is very classic, of course, but I did want to mention it because my love of boots, and we're saying it like we always do, and that's just a classic knee-high boot. I did read some things also about like a thigh-high boot, but I was not personally drawn to that or inspired by that. I don't think that's a super wearable trend. Maybe that's because I'm on the petite side too, that it just, the proportions really don't work with the thigh-high boot. But I'm just like, look, I'm never gonna like go buy a thigh-high boot. I'm not gonna reach for them to style. A knee-high boot, however, I will for years and years and years. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the knee-high boot. These ones can be in the kitten heel or just a more traditional hike heel. I recently got a pair on one of my hauls that I did on my channel recently. They are like a cherry red pair from Princess Polly, and they are so beautiful. That is one of the biggest colors of the season, and I just think that they're so sexy and fun, but they're super neutral and wearable as well, so you can pair them with tons of things. You don't even have to be wearing that burgundy color in the rest of your outfit. But I love a classic pair of black knee-high boots as well, or like a chocolate brown. So good, you can't really go wrong. So when you're going through your arsenal of fall boots, do not forget the knee-high boot, because it is just the North Star. Okay, the next one I have seen a ton walking around New York City, and I've seen it a lot in the stores and the retailers and everything as well. And it is also a very classic shoe, which is the loafer. Specifically, something I read about this is that it does not have to be this like chunky, more dramatic lug sole loafer that we have been seeing a lot of the recent years, but now there is more of a resurgence of this like classic flatter loafer. As you guys can tell, in a lot of these shoes, the profile is just getting lower and flatter and slimmer. So like the sneakers, even the kitten heel boot, and now this loafer, we were really into like the platform and the chunky, which to be fair, still am into that in some ways. Like the mini Ugg is very much not fitting this low profile thing, and I actually have even seen that the heel platform loafers are trending again, which I remember those being really big back in the day. Those feel too costumey to me personally, like I'm not really inspired or drawn to those. Kind of went on a side tangent there, but in general I think that there is such a draw towards this like lower profile style of shoe in the recent years. Like even with the clog, how it just got like smaller and smaller, closer to the ground. Very interesting to me. With the loafer, it's just more of this like traditional, flatter, slimmer style of loafer that I've seen a lot, which I would typically never go for. I do think that maybe with like my leg shape or something, like I kind of have muscular calves, and I think that a like slimmer, I mean with the sneakers it doesn't really bother me because they're athletic looking, but with the loafer I don't know if I could go for this like more slender version of a loafer. I may always be like a platform loafer girly, to be fair, but I have seen so many girls rocking this classic style of loafer and looking so chic and so cool while doing it. And specifically something that I've read about with this style of shoe is styling them with tights, with socks, with tights and socks at the same time, and just really accessorizing that portion of your outfit, I guess, from the foot to the calf, if you will. So I think that that's really fun, and this looks great with trousers, with skirts and dresses, with denim and like a baseball cap. I kind of like that juxtaposition of something like the loafer is almost a little more chic and dressed up, and then the t-shirt and the jeans and the baseball cap are more casual and dressed down. I've seen a lot of girls wearing that here, and I love the way that it looks. So I may try that out, but I think I'll be a platform loafer girly still. Okay, and then another shoe that I've seen a ton of, it's still trending and it's been having a moment for quite a while, is the Ballet flat. And I really, really love this going into fall. I don't think this is a great winter shoe necessarily, but as we transition from summer into fall, I think that this is such an ideal shoe. I personally have been wearing mine all over the city, and I've talked about this in a couple of shoe trend videos recently as well, and it's still very much so a thing and happening, and that is the mesh version of a Ballet flat. We're just seeing a ton of that still. I have a black mesh pair that I was wearing all day today. I walked over 10,000 steps in them and my feet are fine, which is so crazy to me because a Ballet flat on all these concrete streets is not very good support, you would think, but my feet are totally fine and happy. And I just love that because a Ballet flat looks really chic and a little bit more elevated and put together than a sneaker. Don't get me wrong, I still love a sneaker. It can do no wrong, basically. I just love that the Ballet flat can kind of make something look a little bit more elevated and put together and a little bit more feminine too. So if you have not hopped on the Ballet flat trend yet and you're curious about it, it is still here, it is still happening, and I did not think that I would be into it because I know it was kind of controversial and a lot of people do not like ballet flats, but I am pretty much fully converted. Like, I am loving them. So check it out, think about it. Okay, and then the last trend that I wanted to talk about is the heel trend. I am not the biggest heel girl. I cannot last in them for very long. I like miss that jean or something, so I don't focus a ton on heels, but I do love them once in a while for a dressier look, or if you just really want to, you know, step it up a notch. I feel like it makes things look amazing. I'm just really not good at the way that feels, but I have been wearing some slingbacks, and I have seen so many slingbacks, and I definitely think that that is like the heel of the fall this year. Super practical and wearable. I like that it has this sort of like businessy, chic, boss woman energy to it, but it's really fun to like dress up. You don't have to wear anything businessy with it, but of course it does look really good with like trousers or blazers. I have actually been wearing my slingback heels with socks while I've been here in New York, and my pair is not, they might be a kitten heel actually. A kitten heel slingback pointed toe is one of my favorite types of heels ever. And anyways, I've been wearing socks with mine, and I can actually walk like further than I ever have in heels before with that combo. So it also looks really cute for fall. It kind of has this like schoolgirl feel to it, which I feel like comes around every fall with just like the plaid and the skirts and the socks and the loafers and everything. So the slingback heel, kitten heel, pointed toe, that style of heel I think is like the best heel to wear this fall. So if you're a heel girl or you need one heel in your arsenal rotation, I think that should be the one. I also love them in black, white, or cream, and like a burgundy color. I've seen this like gorgeous cherry red pair. I think they're from Amazon. I've seen them on TikTok. That is such a slay. Okay, and that is it for today's video. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there is other trend focused videos or any kind of fashion videos that you guys want to see on my channel this fall specifically, let me know in the comments. I'll add them to my list and hopefully get to them. As always, I appreciate you guys watching so much. I'm so happy to have you here, and I'll see you next time.